bonus level!
Hey guys!
Hi, welcome back to Bonus Level with your host, Zach and Qate. Carter isn't here, unfortunately, but
He died.
He did die. But we are gonna re-erect him. Re-erect? No, wait, wrong word.
Yes, we will.
We're gonna resurrect him.
I like re-erect
and
better.
yeah, in the next couple of days, you're gonna get a new episode that's like a tangent off of this episode, because we're gonna be talking about something really cool called the Steam Deck. Yes, but I'll get into that later.
It sounds like when you first sent that to me, did you hear about the Steam Deck? It was like he's trying to get me to say it so he can like say something about his nuts. You know, it's like one of those things.
Oh yeah,
It just seems like that.
Like what's the Steam Deck?
I see. I've been trying to find like what the joke would be about that, but there really isn't one. It just sounds like it. It's like a anti these nuts.
The joke is that Nintendo's gonna get their ass kicked.
I don't think so, man, because Nintendo is like their main market is families and kids, so like I don't see why a family or kids would want this. I mean, it looks cool as hell, but I think it's marketed towards more serious gamers.
I love that voice.
Thanks.
You know what? Maybe you're right. We'll talk about that tomorrow, though. So just hold off on your opinion, because we're gonna have a really good discussion and analysis of how fast the Steam Deck.
You're gonna talk about like all the technical shit, and I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I understand.
But I feel like it adds like it's nice though, because we're gonna have me, you, Carter, and a guest, Zane, and me, Carter, and Zane are like more technical, but Carter and you are both like big Nintendo fans, so it'll be nice to hear like both sides of, like what we think.
Sure.
But regardless of that, we're gonna move on. So, like I said, welcome back. We have a website, www.tpaap.com. Check it out for any updates or news or anything. And follow us on social media. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's all at and a podcast. And this is the show, Bonus Level, where we talk about the biggest news stories floating around the web.
But technically, though, it's 2PAP because we don't have the big C here.
Oh, we don't have the yes, it's a 2PAP news special bulletin.
Oh shit.
Okay, so I'm just gonna summarize everything we're talking about today. So let's see. So researchers broke the world's fastest internet speed. That's one of the things we'll be talking about. New emojis / the return of Clippy, Loki, a new Smash-like game, some deep,
You heard about that game too.
OLED. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. Rapper Biz Markie has passed away at the age of 57. So I'm gonna assume you don't know who this is, which is reasonable.
Nope.
It's a little past our prime, but he did make a big hit single. It's called Just a Friend. I'll send you a link to it afterwards, because you may remember.
I think I remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he made that song, and like I didn't know who he was, but my brother did. My brother was sad to learn that he passed away. So, an article from The Ringer describes him as a fun character who acted like himself but was respected, which was something important in a genre of music that was mainly full of artists who acted tough, which was like rap in the 90s and stuff. So he was just like an important part of it. I guess it's history. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Monkeypox virus.
I hope you're in a good place.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rest in peace. Monkeypox virus reported in Dallas. So, a Texas resident returning from Nigeria is discovered to have gotten monkeypox. It is the first case of this virus in the U.S. in almost 2 decades.
Well,
So
that's
right
kind of
now,
racist. Why would they name it Monkeypox?
um, surprisingly, from what I've read, like, oh wait, it did come from a monkey, but the cases of it that got spread to a
Whoa,
vet, like from
Zach!
like a dog or something. Yeah,
That was not
uh,
okay.
don't cancel me. So right now, this patient is alive, but they're hospitalized. They have to be isolated from everyone else, but they're in a stable condition, thankfully.
Wait, what
And
happens to
if you,
you?
oh yeah, that's a good question. So it gives you a rash. Well, that's not the main thing. You get fatigue, fever, headache, and muscle aches. It spreads through bodily fluids, and it does have a higher mortality rate than smallpox, but it is only fatal on rare occasions.
Damn.
Um, so this person seems to be doing fine, thankfully. And we hear about these like viruses occasionally popping up throughout the world, and like every time that happens, I'm just thinking like, oh shit, the new
Everybody's like,
coronavirus.
yeah, no. See, they did this with Ebola too. They kind of just have like a virus pop up and they go like, "Oh my god, this is what ends the human race." And then it's just that for like a few months of the news hyping it up basically and it's saying how everyone's going to die. And then everybody forgets about it.
Okay,
So it's
okay, hot take.
yeah.
It's interesting you point that out because we you're right. We're hyper focused on these new viruses that appear, which I mean, I guess to be fair, I guess it's good to be cautious because I mean, you saw the coronavirus, you saw how the world responded to that. We were just like, oh yeah, that's nothing, and then look what happened.
I
But
mean, I
here's my
don't
hot
think
take.
other people did that. I think that the Trump administration did that and then we just kind of followed for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, well, because to be fair, we not now, but you typically trust your government, like what they say. So if they tell you that, like, oh, don't be afraid, it's all right. Like, yeah. But anyway, here's my hot take. So you're right, we're super hyper focused on like any new viruses that appear, but there's like
I mean, that's a good thing.
hundreds of mass shootings. There's been hundreds of mass shootings, like literally, like this year so far, and it's not even in the local news, really.
I think that's a good thing to a certain extent. I mean, I know that there are some countries. I think I was talking to one of my friends. I forgot where they were in a different country, but they said in their country that um they didn't even like they put it in the newspaper or like the news, but they don't like give the details of like who did it. They just say it happened because they don't want to give them the publicity. And I think that that is a good thing. I don't think
That's
that they should
commendable.
have recognition.
You're right. Like the shooters shouldn't have recognition and stuff. But this is a different case though because it's not because they don't want to like give attention to it. It's because first of all, you should be giving attention to it because it
The
is
people
important
that
that people
died.
know. Yeah, well, yeah, to memorialize the people who died, but also to be like, if you're thinking of doing this, and obviously don't because there's all these bad things that happen, and that could happen to you, and there's also help available. But besides that point, the reason it is not mentioned in news that much is because
People get used to it.
people don't care. Yeah, they're so used to it that they just don't care anymore.
We're desensitized.
It's so crazy though because there's been like hundreds of mass shootings.
Yeah, and
But
why wouldn't we? Like, that's the nature of human beings. We kind of are built to survive. And one of those things is like, because we have like an awareness of our being, we kind of have this weird protection of our psyche that it just, we either forget or we like stuff it away, or we just kind of act like we don't care, or we get desensitized to like negative things that happen. Or we make
yeah,
jokes about it.
that's my coping mechanism right there.
That's a lot of people's that I think that's like that's something that is kind of like traditional of guys in society to like make jokes about things like that because I mean
Oh, we do
not that
all
this
the
is
time.
necessarily not that this is necessarily still true. I mean it is in some aspects, but we're getting better about it. But guys kind of were expected to uh kind of bottle up their feelings. So like usually comedy was the only way that you would be able to like, you know, vent in a way or at least like
Yeah, it,
acknowledge those issues.
healing the world with comedy, making a literal difference metaphorically. Shout out to our Bo Burnham episode. You can watch that if you want.
I was watching that episode, or not watching it. I was listening to that episode the other day because I was curious. Because I'm a fucking self-conscious asshole. So I was like listening to my voice because it's like I don't know because I'm dumb. And I was also curious as to just how the episode turned out. You did some really good editing on the episode, and I totally forgot how good the intro was. And also the episode itself was just good.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But let's move on to a lighter subject off of that hot take. So, Japan's National Institute of Information and Communications Technology has broken the record for the world's fastest internet speed. So, I'm gonna let you take a guess, Qate. How fast is it? And it's in terabyte, and it goes from 1 to 1,000. So just go ahead. And this is per second, so it's terabytes per second. Guess how fast it is.
I mean, I have no clue. I didn't even know what it was before. I have no frame of reference. I don't know. One could be the
Just
fastest
give a
for all I
number.
know.
Okay. Just yeah.
What is it? Terabytes? Did you say?
Terabytes, yes.
500,000.
That is so off.
Why
319 terabytes per second.
Why would I know? I told you I don't have a frame of reference.
You're right, my bad. Okay, so it's nearly double what the previous record was at 178 terabytes per second, and that was by the University College of London. Obviously this is not available commercially, but it is interesting because this was actually done over 3,000 kilometers, which is 1,800 miles. And lesson for you, Qate, 1,024 megabytes make a gigabyte. Your phone typically comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, which is enough to hold 25,000 songs, 64 HD movies, or 1/3 of a copy of Call of Duty Warzone.
I think that my phone has less storage than yours, though.
Yeah, it could be. Some phones still strip around with like 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes.
Yeah. Also, I could totally tell that you were like banging your fist on the table when you're doing that.
Yeah, sorry.
That was passion.
How dare you don't understand? And the same logic applies from megabytes to gigabytes to terabytes. So with that fast of an internet speed, you can download the entire Netflix discography at the click of the download button, or you can download the entire library of music from Spotify in 3 seconds. Whoa. Imagine that. I mean, you're going to have to store it somewhere, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah, dude, that does sound pretty freaking sweet, Lois.
Holy crap, Lois.
Holy crap.
Okay, next thing, MagSafe battery pack. Apple finally revealed that they're releasing a battery pack, but this isn't something you carry around, and it also isn't a case that you put in your phone to charge your phone. It is a MagSafe battery pack. So,
what does that mean?
Okay, yeah, it's interesting that you asked that. I will explain it. So, MagSafe is a technology that Apple put into its latest iPhones, the iPhone 12 series. The way MagSafe works is that inside your phone, near the middle of the back, there are these small but powerful magnets arranged in a circle. And any supporting accessory also have these magnets in the same arrangement. It's just like, you know how like, I'm not exactly sure how magnets work, but it's like positive on the phone side and negative on the...
Magnets, bitch!
Yeah, it just connects. Yeah, so it'll snap on, and it'll actually align in place, so you can't pull like an accessory upside down because there's a thin magnet on the device and the accessory that is below the circle of magnets. It's like think of it like a flower and its stem. You know, the flower is the brown magnets, and then the stem is the bottom part that aligns.
Yeah, I can visualize it.
Oh yeah, so far we've had MagSafe wallets, wireless chargers, cases, but no power bank. And
so now you have something that can connect to the back of the phone magnetically that can also charge it.
Yeah, it does cost $99, which is a bit much, especially since it's only 1,460 milliamps, which like.
Or you could just buy a charger.
Yeah, it'll only charge your phone up to 40%, and you're paying $100 for it. But it's still interesting that Apple decided to make that, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So after the release of Microsoft Office 2007, Microsoft did the unthinkable. They removed the beloved and supportive icon Clippy.
No, please, no, not Clippy.
Um, so if you didn't know, his name is short for Clippy McClipperson. I'm just assuming that it's. I don't know if that's actually real or not.
That is actually canon. That is fact.
It's part of the Clippy cinematic universe.
Yes. He
So
also
for
has
those of you,
24 children adopted.
yes. Oh, I'm gonna send you a picture of Clippy, by the way.
Yeah, I have no. I have no. Wait, what?
Describe it. Describe
That
it.
is.
Describe what you're looking at.
That oddly turned me on. It's
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 a paperclip.
it's a Clippy, but he's carrying a package, and not the male variety.
Yeah. No, poor Clippy.
What do you mean, poor?
Um,
He's he's gonna be a father.
to whom? Like, who did he do it with?
Who knows, man? I mean, that's not your business, okay?
Okay, you're right. You're right. So, for those of you who don't know who Clippy is, heathens, he's a virtual paperclip assistant first introduced in Microsoft Word in 1997, and Microsoft finally decided to memorialize him as an emoji. So
How do you
he's
How do you fuck that?
okay. Calm
No,
down.
no, really. I'm just wondering, like, cause he's pregnant, right? But like, how?
I there's many things that can't be answered.
he's 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 a freaking
Anyway,
he's a
here's what the
strand of
Clippy
like metal.
here's what the Clippy emoji looks like. It's not as graphic.
Oh, that looks nice. He's like a
Yeah,
little. You showed that to me a few days ago. He looks like a little piece of clay. Like somebody took some clay and made that.
he really does. I didn't notice that.
He's so soft. I want to squish him.
Basically, Microsoft they tweeted out like, "Hey, if this gets 20K likes, we'll replace the paperclip emoji with Clippy. Like we're gonna replace it." And upon hearing this news, not the dudes, the news, the world's greatest minds gathered and liked the tweet. It reached 160K likes, and we were greeted with our favorite friend. So,
Is that currently like? Is it on the current operating system? Like, hold on. What is it called? Like Clip something?
paperclip. I think they're going to
I
they're
don't
gonna
see
update
it.
it eventually. Yeah, they're probably gonna add it eventually later on.
I don't. That's kind of weird though, cause like, oh my god, I'm still looking at the picture. Um, it's weird because like I don't know if it would match any other things aesthetically. Like I like it, but I feel like everything
Oh
else
well.
would have to like match that. But it's
Oh
all
yeah,
like
for
super
sure.
simple.
I'm gonna show you some examples because Microsoft is doing a huge redesign of their emoji lineup of over 1,800 emojis. So they'll be rolled out over time, but they'll bring a fresh new look that switches from their boring, flat, and two-dimensional look to a vibrant and full of life three-dimensional look.
Hey,
So
that's great, but when would you use an emoji? Because they don't make phones anymore, do they?
they do not, but
So
there
who
are.
texts using like a PC and then puts like emojis in it?
I
Like
get
if
what you're saying, and I
you're
didn't
gonna
think
be
about
used,
that,
yeah, like
but
sure, like use Discord, right? But you don't. Discord has its own emojis, so like, what are you gonna
yeah,
use it for?
I don't know. I think it's mainly supposed to be using like Microsoft Teams, which I know it's like a small case scenario, but they're still bringing new life to these emojis. So I sent you a picture right here of their old emojis, and I just want you to describe how they like their style. You know?
I don't know, just simplistic, I guess.
Yeah, they're very simplistic. Would you say they're pretty like dull?
I mean, yeah, they're not very great. I kind of like the grape one though,
The grape one's nice.
and the
Okay,
red
and
guy.
here's a comparison pic of their new old emojis to their new emojis.
Oh, I mean, Yeah, they look cool. I like the unicorn one. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think it's that important.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just a small thing, but
I
I
don't,
I don't know.
I mean, it
It's just
looks nice, but here's another thing. If you're gonna be using that in like a text, I feel like it would look weird. I don't know why. It just like first, it's kind of like weird against the background because they're so light and soft. It's kind of hard for me to like, especially for the ghost to like see it. Um,
yeah.
and
I
the old
understand what you're
ones
saying.
are like, I guess technically worse designs, but at the same time, like it's a lot easier to see them.
You're right, and
I like the crab
I'm
one
not.
though.
The crab one is very nice. The person on the article said that's their favorite one. I'm going to go ahead and read a quote out of the article that was made announcing this by. It was made by a Microsoft employee. They said it was critical for us to preserve the intent of the emotion while putting our design spin on them. Finally, because we want people to trust that they'll be engaging with uplifting and inspiring designs, we lean into bright, saturated colors and bold forms, which you could obviously see. I'll link the pictures in the show notes. But like, if you look at the emojis and stuff, like the faces, they put that they didn't make it exactly round, I guess, because they wanted to look
It
like
made them
kind of
like
like
kind of squarish.
yeah, and like you said, I think you said it like a great description of it. It looks like it's made out of clay in a way.
Yeah, they really do. It's very soft. I do like that. That's what the crab one looks very satisfying. It's like I just kind of want to press my finger in it and squish it.
And murder it.
No, no, it's not alive. It's a little clay thingy. I just squish it.
Oh yeah, no,
It hasn't been cooked
yeah.
yet.
Oh, it hasn't been cooked yet. I don't know if I'd want to eat meat that looks
No,
like that though, because
I
it'd be
would not.
squishy.
No, it would be like rubbery.
Right, exactly.
But they don't have a meat emoji, do they?
Uh, not in this example, I guess. I don't think.
They have a
uh,
throw up emoji.
yes. The throw up emoji even looks good, dude.
Yes, that
Which is
throw up looks so
it's
lifelike.
so appetizing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to Loki.
Okay.
So Loki ended on a really good note. I'm not going to spoil anything
Well, not
because we're actually
ended.
it cliffhanged on a really good note or bad note depending on how you see it.
A hyped
Um,
note.
a hype,
Like
yes, very
yeah,
hyped.
they're very
So
hyped. Yeah, dude, like better than Thanos. Like Thanos is like you can't see my hands, but imagine I'm in front of you. Like I invaded your house, I broke into your window, and I'm showing you an example of my hands. Now my hands lower to the floor. That's Thanos, and then I put my hand, I stretched
so
it like Mr. Fantastic. It broke through the roof, and then it's all the way up. Like I think I accidentally like brought down a airline in the sky. I'm sorry about that, but it's like that. That is that is the end. That's how hype it was compared to Thanos.
yes, you're right. It's huge. And we're actually going to be discussing our next two people in a podcast episode is going to be we're going to be discussing its ramifications for the entire MCU on an upcoming episode. So keep out for that. It's actually the next episode that we'll be
Well, I
doing.
do want to ask one thing. Do you
Yeah,
really
go
think
ahead.
it'll have any impact outside of the show?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I was thinking if it would or wouldn't, because it might be one of those things where it's like in its own separate timeline, and then like they kind of do a Deus Ex at the end and then like fix everything, and then it
I would
just doesn't
hate that
show
so
up.
much. I would stop watching
I would
movies. I
too,
would
but it would make the most sense because, like it would require everyone to have watched that series in order to really understand any of the movies that came afterwards.
Okay, wait, not necessarily. And I don't want to get in I'm not going to get into spoilers. But the way it ended, it's like you're seeing like the background for something happening. But if you were to watch the upcoming Marvel movies and they were to introduce this new bad
Multiverse of
guy
Madness.
who I will not disclose, if they were to introduce this new bad guy, they could introduce him in his own way that is it's connected to what was shown in Loki, but it isn't connected to like you could see his like origin story or
Yeah.
her origin story without needing to watch Loki.
Excuse me, Zach. It's theirs. God, using the wrong pronouns again.
I'm sorry.
But I was
I'm
gonna. I was
trying.
also gonna ask. So does that mean that, like, I mean, I'm just kind of curious. This Wednesday, are we gonna get a new episode, or do we have to wait a couple months?
It's gonna it's gonna release this Friday.
Really? Holy crap! That's awesome. I thought we
Oh
were gonna
wait,
have to wait like 2 months
wait for what?
for Loki.
The next season, or are you talking about the podcast episode?
No, season 2.
Oh no, I was talking about the podcast episode. Oh my gosh. I
The
thought you were like
podcast.
I thought you were roasting me because you're like, do we like are we gonna get it this week or do you have to are we gonna have to wait a couple of months? Like I thought you were like
No,
saying like you're really slow at making episodes.
I don't. I don't give a shit. I like doing them whenever. I'm just
It's
as.
probably gonna
I'm way
come
more
out
lazy.
next year actually.
That really sucks. That sucks balls.
Yeah, and the director said that she's not coming back either.
The director of Loki.
Yeah, she
That
said that
sucks
she
even
just
more
wanted to do
balls.
one season.
No, it might not even be good then.
I don't know. I mean, it's Marvel, so they have to ensure some level of quality.
Who knows,
But
man? Maybe they'll think that there will be so much hype that they can just do whatever the hell they want with it. I mean, that's what they did with Star Wars.
it's kind of weird though because I feel like as Marvel is now, ever since they finished Endgame, they're in like a very vulnerable state of either being super hype worthy or being like super like okay, we've seen this too many times and it doesn't matter anymore.
I
You
don't
know?
think that's gonna happen at all. I mean, I was kind of curious that that would happen, but ever since WandaVision came out and now Loki, I mean, I, I didn't really like Falcon and Winter Soldier, but that's just me. It's probably just because I enjoy that magic aspect of it more in the multiverse thing. But I will say, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really, really hyped for the new Doctor Strange movie and the new Spider-Man movie. I'm so psyched for those movies.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. We have a lot to look forward to actually,
Yeah.
but we're gonna get into all of this on our upcoming episode. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, Vince Gilligan signs a 4-year deal with Sony Pictures Television. Vince Gilligan is the creator of the Emmy-winning show Breaking Bad and co-creator of Better Call Saul, and he signed a 4-year deal with Sony that will allow him to great content.
I
So
mean,
think
I'm all
about
for it. Vince Gilligan makes some good shit.
yeah, he does. It's great.
I
So I'm
wonder if he's
happy.
gonna like make more of Better Call Saul. Because it's like the series has a really slow start, but it's honestly like a really, really good show, and I feel like it has really. I mean, I've heard the last I heard, it has not very good ratings on TV. So I hope that that changes because I enjoy that
Well,
show immensely.
season six is supposed to be the final.
Uh, well, that makes sense. It takes place like 2 or 3 years before Breaking Bad, so.
Yeah, okay. Not Nintendo. Nickelodeon released the trailer for their upcoming video game, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Dude, I'm totally getting it.
It's pretty much Super Smash Bros. But with Nickelodeon characters.
I'm gonna main
Uh,
Invader Zim.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I could see that. The developer is Ludosity. They're known for a platform fighter called Slap City. It will feature characters like, and these are the confirmed characters. It'll feature characters like Danny Phantom, Helga Partake from Hey Arnold, you know, the one with the unibrow, Invader Zim, Leonardo,
Toast Man.
Powdered Toast Man, Lincoln Loud from Loud House. So they're even including like newer characters.
Ren and
I guess.
Stimpy.
Yeah, Nigel Thornberry, which is awesome.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna main him. He's like basically Waluigi.
SpongeBob
I hope there's a move where like he just throws his head at somebody. Like
Reptar from
not literally, like he doesn't disconnect it. He just kind of like thrashes his neck around.
who's the kid? Who's the the one
Jimmy
that
Neutron?
No, the
Jimmy
kid.
Turner?
No. Oh, but they should have those shows. No, I'm talking about from the Thornberries, Nigel's son.
Oh, the one who was like, what am
Yeah, I
I
want. It'll be my main.
gonna Yeah, dude, dude, it's like coming out for everything. You should totally pick it up for like Switch or something so we can like train and become like we could become like elite players. We could become like number one in the world.
Serious question. Would you get into that
I was
over Smash?
gonna I no not over Smash Bros because I recently committed to becoming the number one player in the world. So um but I would definitely play it alongside it. I think that it's one of those games where you skill can transfer because it's basically a Smash clone. I mean, I don't mind that. I think it's gonna be amazing. That's really it's fun because like that kind of opens the door. Like if they want to do DLC fighters, if it's hype enough. I mean, if it's really a good game, which Slap City was a good game apparently, so I hope that one is. And it's like
You know what?
because it's show characters I'm hyped for that because it's like you get to play as like maybe it'll open the door to like maybe like I don't know like more characters from other shows being on there like Corey from Corey in the House.
No, he's a pedophile though.
His yeah his final smash is going to jail. He
No,
takes you with
that's
him.
what
He
happens.
frames you.
That's what happens whenever he loses plan. He loses. It shows him like being loaded up. Like this was your last chance. You could have gone out. You're going back to the jail.
Dude, they're doing like a thing where it's like they're giving Corey one last chance where he has to like. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna put him in that game, and then they're gonna make him main himself, and then he has to like become the number one player in the world in this huge tournament. And then if he does that, then he's like clear. Like then the president will like exonerate him.
That is a horrible thing to do for a pedophile.
dude, dude, the amount of effort that he'll have to put in. I will be his anti Corey. Okay, I will fucking go against him. I will be like his arch nemesis. Don't worry, man. I will be like the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And he'll have
You're
to be
gonna
he'll have to fucking work hard as hell to get ahead of me because I will beat his ass if he's not careful. He'll go straight to prison.
Dude, he can't fight Reptar, bro.
No, dude. Fucking Reptar actually looks broken as fuck. I think Reptar is gonna be really good. Also, like Nigel, I'm pretty sure Nigel's gonna be great. He's gonna like be bad at first, but then people are gonna like figure out all the technical shit about him, and he's gonna like be the most broken character in the game.
He's
His
gonna,
fucking windscreen is just gonna be him going ah.
dude, fucking yeah, he's gonna be beating up fucking like what's a tiny character? He's gonna be beating up one of the Rugrats.
Oh, there's a Ublina or something like that. Like she's from All Real Monsters. She's like I think she's probably gonna be top tier too because she's like she's literally like a stick. So her hitbox is gonna be like super small.
Okay, I'm gonna name some shows, and I like Nickelodeon shows, and I want to see like if you imagine the character. And this is from shows that I don't think they've announced characters being on. Victorious.
And she's gonna take out her feet. And her final smash is gonna be like did you see that one clip where she takes like a bow and like takes an arrow and puts it on the bow with her foot and then like stretches it backwards and fires it? That's gonna be her final smash.
Uh, wait. Drake and Josh. Like Corey.
It's gonna be the meme where like they get
Josh
they
would be
lock
a
somebody in
pedophile.
that house with no door.
No, wait, Drake would be a pedophile.
Is he?
Drake, yeah, he's also a pedophile.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Come on. At this point, I'm starting to think that like all humans are latent pedophiles and we're just outing each other.
Oh, Fairy Odd Parents. You could be a character I have in mind is the one dude, the really buff one, the fairy guy.
Oh, are you talking? Fuck, I know who you're talking about. It's like the guy that he like really likes Wanda.
Yeah, and he has an accent like no, the one who has an
Oh,
accent like
also, put that in there too. I mean, it's not being racist, but it's basically me indirectly saying I'm a pedophile.
okay, I will. Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Um,
Yes.
I
No?
don't know anything about that show to be honest with you. I
Okay.
like I remember like there was this episode that was really gross where they like took off their noses and started like sneezing on each other or some shit.
Uh, Penguins of Madagascar.
Um, it's gonna be like, have you seen that one where like what's his name? What the fuck? What's the lead guy? You know, the big penguin, the one, you know, like the main
Yeah,
guy. He like
yeah,
he's like eating Cheetos. I want him to like throw Cheeto dust all over the stage.
dude. Back up, back at the barnyard, Biggie Cheese could be the
Yeah, just yeah, he has his final smash is like he pulls out like these speakers that like are like huge right next to him, and he's like saying it to him. He's like, "Mr. Bombastic." He fucking like he blows everybody off the stage.
I could honestly I could imagine someone from Jimmy Neutron. I don't think they've unveiled a Jimmy Neutron one yet, but I could see that definitely. Like Jimmy Neutron just himself, that could be a great fighter.
I think that
Legend of
there's no way that
Korra,
he won't be in the game.
yeah, Legend of Korra too. She definitely has to be in the game or Avatar or something.
Yeah, no, I
No,
don't
you don't
know,
think
cause
so?
like that wasn't a very popular show. I mean, I liked it, but I remember like it not being very popular. I do think like, um, I do think that the original Avatar characters probably will make it in. And I to be serious, I might play like um one of those characters because that is like honestly one of my favorite shows of all time. But I don't know, cause like, it depends on how much room they have. If they're gonna have, like, I mean, I'd be totally psyched if they do put Korra in, but more than likely, she's gonna be, like, a DLC character.
I'm assuming that they're at least gonna like obviously they're gonna have like quite a bit of like SpongeBob characters, you know. But I
Yeah.
expect that they're gonna have like at least one character from every big show that they've had.
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's like, when it comes to representation, we don't know how balanced it's gonna be. We assume it's gonna have the same kinda rules as Smash Bros, but we honestly don't know. I mean, they could literally just end up putting, like, 100 some, like, fighters in there, like, on the first go and just, like, release the DLC fighters for free. We have no idea. And
That would be awesome.
I'm kind of assuming that they wanna have some sort of even representations, or at least, like, in terms of, like, popularity, like, SpongeBob obviously is probably gonna have the most,
Dude, cat
but,
dog.
I think that is confirmed.
No way.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that they confirmed that, and I think that that would be pretty cool too.
I think honestly though, I'm excited to play Danny Phantom. Who's always made
Yeah, Danny Phantom's cool. He probably will have a few cool moves. I mean, I think the coolest thing that people probably will take advantage of is the fact that he'll be able to, like, disappear and, like, turn, like, intangible.
yeah. It's kind of scary though because like it's a really solid idea, but who knows how good it's actually gonna be.
I mean, who knows? Maybe every character will be broken.
Probably. Dude,
I would
fucking
honestly
Peppy.
prefer that. It would be really fun.
Okay, let's move on. The Switch OLED is Switch OLED upgrades reportedly cost Nintendo's around $10 more per unit. So, according to an analyst for Bloomberg, they reported that the upgrades from the new Switch, also known as the Switch OLED, only cost an extra $10, like I just said. And this device, if you didn't know, costs $350, which is $50 more than the original Switch. This comes with a bigger 7-inch OLED display, a better kickstand, improved audio, and a dock redesign that includes Ethernet port. We talked about all this in the previous bonus of episodes, so listen to
Yeah.
it. But it does not have any updates to hardware or processor. So keep in mind,
It's basically the same thing.
yeah. So this means that Nintendo resold this hardware from 2017, but they marked it up for $50 extra with $10 worth of improvement. So really,
Dude,
like,
they just
so okay, just imagine this. So let's say it costs $150 to make a Switch, and this is back in 2017, whenever this was new. Now imagine that because they produce so many Switches and because it's older hardware now, it only costs like $100 to make a Switch. So really, now with the Switch OLED, they spent $110 making that, and they're selling it for an extra 50 over what they, would be selling the regular.
yeah.
So
It's dumb. I don't know. I think that we're making a bigger deal out of this though because like kind of like this is kind of like something that game companies have been doing for years. I mean, like look at like the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. Is it that really that much of an improvement? Like I would say
Yes,
from like
it
the
is.
one
Okay, I'm an Xbox fanboy. You don't make fun of it.
dude, the X I would say is a major improvement, but like the Xbox to compared to like the S or like I know like there was like a PS4 and a PS4 Pro. There's not that much of a difference. I mean, you could argue for days on end about oh yeah, it's improvement in this, and this, but at the end of the day, you're just reselling the console that you could have just made in the first place. So
I see what you're
it's the same thing
saying,
with Nintendo.
but at least for the Xbox One S and the PS4 Slim, which are the updated versions of consoles that came out, at least those had some kind of gimmick to them. Like they were smaller, you know, like because they basically had the same hardware, but they just fitted down into a tighter space. In this
Dude,
instance, Nintendo's
yeah.
not doing anything.
It
They're
is
just
smaller though. It is, isn't it? Like, didn't you
the,
say so?
the bezel is smaller, which is the screen, like the parts of the screen that are on the front that isn't like the screen. They just put a bigger screen on the same body, which is
I
it's
mean,
good.
that's good
I
though.
just yes, you're right.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not defending it, but at the same time, it's like it's not that different from like what I've already seen. And you know
You're
what?
right,
They're
and
probably just doing it because it's like a good way for like. I mean, think about it. I mean, I
I think
literally did this. Like, when there's a new version of a console that's out, people are more likely to buy that, not because it's better, but because it's just a newer version. And if you didn't have it before, you're like, oh, obviously, if I'm gonna invest this much money anyways, what's 50 something more? You know, if I'm really going to get a whole new console. So I think that's why they did it because, you know, people are just going to see and say, ooh, it's shiny. And they're not going to really look at like how different it is and what makes it better. They're just going to say,
yeah.
oh, it is better because it says OLED and it's different and it's new. So I'm going to get it for my kids for Christmas because why the hell not? You know, if I'm going to get them a Switch anyway, just get them that one.
But Dad, I already have a Switch. Well, you have the new one now.
Now,
It's just
this is a very oppressive father who always gets him like very pointless, like very expensive things, like gets him a fucking like fucking diamond encrusted fucking what are the you know like a Wii remote sleeve. He gets him like a diamond
yeah.
encrusted Wii remote sleeve. It's like that
Oh
I
my
don't even
god.
have a Wii anymore. He's like, yeah, but you're gonna use it.
Use it as a cock sleeve.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like your kid already has a Switch and they're like 5, and you get them the Switch OLED, and they open it during like,
Well, no, I don't
oh
think that they would
dad.
have it. I don't think they have it at all.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think
you're
it's
right.
for people that didn't have it in the first place, and they're like, well, if I'm gonna get a Switch at
Yeah,
all,
might
might
as
as
well
well
get
get
the
the new
better
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Um,
I mean, that's
who
literally
knows?
what I did with the
We'll
Xbox.
probably see a Switch Pro in like the next
Dude,
year or
but
next.
then like what's the point of them making this? Like if they're gonna make the Switch Pro in the next year, then it's like at least in Nintendo's part, like they put
They
some
did
amount
put
of
themselves
effort.
in the they put themselves in a difficult situation because ideally they could have like replaced the current Switch with the Switch OLED and just made that the normal Switch, you know?
I don't
And
know if
at least,
people would have liked that though. I mean, it
but it would have made it seem like less of a bigger deal than it actually was, because I know Nintendo just announced it like a normal announcement, but honestly they made it seem like it was a bigger deal.
yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, well, what did Xbox and PlayStation what did they do whenever they announced new versions of the consoles? Were they like did they make it a big deal or was it just a thing?
Uh, well, I think it was mainly made to like just replace what people had, and this, I guess you could say, the new Switch OLED is replacing what people have, but like those things, like I mentioned earlier, they put it in a smaller form factor, and this doesn't do anything except add a better screen.
Well, you have an Xbox One X now, don't you?
Series X.
Or Series X. Yeah, you have that
Get it
now?
right. Yeah.
How's it been working for you? Have you been playing any new games? No.
Dude, I've been playing Silent Hill 2, a game from the 2000s on my
Dude,
overpowered hardware.
I haven't played that game, and so I need to finish that game. It is so boring.
It's we need to play it together, honestly, because I can't handle the scariness. I always get freaked out. Like I take like 10
what do you?
steps
It's
and
not
I quit
scary
it.
at all.
How?
It's so. It's like the monsters are like slower than my grandma, and she's dead.
They're really weak. But no, it's just the atmosphere and stuff. It's horrifying to me. Like
I mean,
all
the
the
atmosphere
graininess
is
and the
pretty
music.
creepy. Yeah, I do understand that. I mean, I would totally play. Yeah, we should totally play it together because like I'm not like if we're gonna get through it, we might as well get through it together because I'm not gonna play it on my own because I'm just too fucking like I can play it like a session. It's hard to like I can like get through a part, but it's like kind of hard for me to like start shit like that because it's like super puzzle oriented, and I don't mind it. It just takes me a fucking long ass time to do it.
My dumbass put puzzles on hard mode, so I can't.
Yeah, you put it
I
on
was
hard mode. Your
I was
first
thinking
go
like
through.
I'm so good at puzzles that I can definitely do this, and then I
Did
fucking.
you really have a moment like that where you were like, "Ah, my brain is so intelligent"?
Yes, yes, and then I had to fucking look it up like after 30 minutes of trying to do the first puzzle.
I mean, hey, I'm not. You know, I put them on fucking normal, so I can't complain.
Yeah, God, I put the
I
combat on
I'm
easy.
see
Son of
the
a bitch.
difference between you and me is I know I'm a dumbass.
I thought there was just something there, dude.
Well, okay, so like, what are the puzzles? How I'm just confused as to how they would make them harder. Like, what do they just make harder versions of the puzzles specifically for those
They
modes?
they give you less clues and they word it in more like like vague wording.
So like, what are you stuck on? What puzzle are you stuck on?
I'm not stuck on it. I googled it.
Oh, well, what was it? What was it?
It was the clock one.
The cock one?
The clock one.
Oh, oh, oh yeah, that one. I yeah, well, I was on normal, so it probably was a bit easier for me. But that one was a little weird. I think for me, most of the puzzles just come down to me exploring the area and then just kind of getting context clues. I actually had the most trouble with that one where you have to take like the thing of soda and like drop it down like a trash chute because I was like I thought I had to give it to this guy that was throwing up because like the soda would make him feel better or something. I don't know.
Soda.
Yeah, water.
Um. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Netflix is going to as soon as next year. Netflix plans to make video games playable through its service, and it's not going to charge any. It's not going to increase the price of its current tiers, or it's not going to require any other tiers.
Why not?
Which
What video games?
I'm not sure, but I mean, it's cool because they do kind of already have the streaming technology because they're like, they came. I would say that they're probably one of the most. They're like, so according to or like compared to the other companies like Xbox doing their Game Pass streaming thing, Google doing Stadia, Amazon doing whatchamacallit, Luna. I would say that Netflix is the most advanced in this kind of thing because I mean they've done it for the entire business, what
If
everything's
they
based on.
if they do start making games available, sure as hell is not going to be Microsoft because they already got their own service.
Oh yeah,
And
no, I
and
think
I don't know about PlayStation because they kind of are iffy on that subject altogether. But I think Netflix. Here's a little nugget for you if you haven't already thought of it. If Nintendo's willing, I mean, I would love Netflix for putting Nintendo games on their subscription because I've wanted a service where I can just play all the Nintendo games I want for
it's interesting
ages.
you it's interesting you said that though because I was gonna say that I feel like the people this would be offered for is mainly like families, because like families are mainly the people who watch Netflix, so they're
Right.
probably gonna be the ones playing games on it.
But it would
And you know what?
just
It goes back to family.
it would just I don't know if Nintendo would want to though because it would basically make getting their games obsolete unless it's just not on the service. I mean, like, okay, so let's say theoretically Nintendo's like, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, let's say for the sake of the argument that that Nintendo says that that's fine. Let's include games to Netflix. Well, what are they gonna add? Are they gonna add like what, like old games? Are they gonna add like Super Mario 64 and that shit? Because like
I think
that
they're
I think
gonna.
is a good idea because if they add like GameCube games, Nintendo 64 games, if they add like old console shit, it'll allow Nintendo to still be able to make money off of selling their new games, like, Switch stuff, but also
I
get
mean,
the
Switch
fans
already
off
has
their
Switch
back that are
Online.
like, huh?
Switch already, or not Switch, yeah. Nintendo already has Switch Online though, which is like their own small streaming
No, no,
thing.
no, no, no. Switch Online only has the NES and the
Oh,
SNES.
you're talking about like 64 and GameCube.
Yeah, 64 GameCube, Wii, maybe Wii U. I'm thinking those, and maybe Game Boy Advance, because they had a virtual console for their past for the Wii and the Wii U, but they
And then
don't
they were
have one.
bitches. They took it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, the Switch, which is like the perfect thing that could have had it. I would have bought every single thing ever on it. Um, because like there's tons of games that I want to play on there that I just can't because I don't have a system and I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on eBay bidding for a fucking Princess Peach GameCube edition or whatever the fuck.
They
Uh,
took off Flipnote, and I'm very sad.
fuck, Flipnote.
Chad's playing Flipnote.
This
What was
big
that one thing
muscular
on
guy like
DS?
holding this tiny DS with a stylus.
What was that one thing on DS where you could like send people messages and stuff? It was a really
PictoChat.
cool thing. PictoChat. Oh my god.
Dude, I
Bring
remember when like
PictoChat
news
back.
stations were like, pedophiles are using PictoChat to communicate with children. It's like, do you realize like you have to be like 10 feet away to do that? So it's like,
So
so if they're already that close, you're fucking dead anyway.
they go up to little kids at parks and they're like, "Hey, can I add you on PictoChat?
You want to add me on PictoChat?
Hey, I have Mario Kart DS and I could share it with you if you can play a few matches. Because you remember how you
You
could
can
do that,
only
right?
play as shy. Yeah. You can only play as shy guy, but it's like pretty fun in my opinion.
Dude, that was like the really generous Nintendo, the ones that gave us everything,
The ones
and they
that
would
wanted
like
you to have fun,
yeah. It's
dude.
okay. We get caught up in talking about Nintendo a lot, which I
Yeah,
mean, I
wait.
guess
I do want to say one thing though. I will say that like it would be a smart idea for Nintendo to add their older console games because it'll allow them to sell their newer ones without putting them on the streaming service, so they still make money off of those. Off their like probably their most big sellers are like Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Those kinds of things because those probably would be the first to be put on Netflix, and Nintendo doesn't want to do that because those are their big money makers. But what I will say is that if Nintendo puts their older games on there, besides like the NES and the NES or SNES, or maybe if they want to, who gives a shit? If they put those games on there that were supposed to be on the virtual console, then that'll also get the people off their back that are like saying like that are complaining, like me, obviously they're complaining. It's like, well, you don't want us to use emulators, but then you don't give us a reliable way to play these old nostalgic games. I want to be blasted with nostalgia. So so I
fucking Ben Shapiro like saying that
so
he's the consumer they're targeting.
yeah, the Ben Shapiro targeted audience. So what I'm saying is like I think that that would be a good move for Nintendo, and maybe for no, I don't think so for PlayStation and Xbox because they kind of are already embracing the whole like backwards compatibility thing, and they're also kind of like remaking games. So, Nintendo, come on, man, get it together. Maybe people will actually respect you if you do this.
Yeah. Okay, Valve Steam Deck. Valve is releasing a gaming handheld called the Steam Deck. It can play your Steam game library. We're gonna talk about this in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna do an analysis of it. I'm gonna compare how powerful it is to like other consoles and stuff. So we will find out. Can it really play AAA games? We will find out.
Will Kate make it to the next recording session? Find out next time on Two People in a Podcast. And the answer is no. Yes, I always fucking I'm super irresponsible and I'll fucking sleep in or something like that. And I'll be like, oh shit, I missed it.
Okay, time for the crime scene. Nicholas Michel is found guilty of up to 4 years and 9 months in razor blades in the pizza dough sold at supermarkets throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Wait. How are you not gonna notice a fucking razor blade in your pizza dough when you're trying to make a pizza? Like that thing's literally like flat. That thing's gonna stick right out of it.
Unless they put it in it the other way, that
Oh, yeah, well, it depends on how he was selling the pizza dough, though, because pizza dough, though. But if he was selling it like already pre-made, then like okay, yeah, that makes sense because then it's like if somebody bleeds from it, then they're like, oh, it's just tomato sauce, I'm fine.
So this was brought to the police's attention after 3 customers bought the pizza dough and found blades in their dough.
Did anybody get hurt from it?
I don't think so, thankfully. It's like how parents say, like, always check your candy before eating it during Halloween. Always
You know
check
that,
your dough.
yeah, you know that bread that had like that, it was like really like, it was like homemade, but it was like so crispy that it like kind of like cut your gums or your mouth when you were eating it. It's basically just an extreme version of that.
Da-da-da-da. Yeah. So apparently this guy was a former worker of a pizza dough making company called It'll Be Pizza. I guess he just hated it and he wanted to go out on a just against all pizza dough.
That's kind of weird though because it's like I don't know why anybody would do something like that. I mean, he probably is like has some mental
I
illness
have
or
a,
whatever.
I have a theory.
Let
You
me
can-
hear. Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. I feel like he's an apostle of Papa John.
Yes, the day of reckoning will come. We will
Papa
all
John.
have to eat 49 pizzas in what was it? What was it? 49
10
pizzas
days.
and yeah, it's like fucking Jesus Christ, dude. You can see the grease excreting from his fucking pores.
Yeah, so Papa John obviously created a cult around pizza reckoning, and he's recruiting people who have like a passion for pizza. Like
Dude,
they're like, I want
dude,
pure pizza.
if Bill Clinton isn't in that cult, I'm gonna fucking chop my balls off.
Oh,
Which I'd probably do anyways, but you get my point.
can I have them?
Can you have them?
Yes,
Uh,
dude. I feel like
if it's possible, yes.
it's making tea. You know, you just put them in like a nice like water, like a
Oh my
warm
god,
water, and it'll just like sit
dude.
there and.
Oh my balls. You're making them hurt. You're like giving me phantom ball pain.
Phantom ball pain.
Dude, do you think that like people experience that, like phantom ball pain?
I don't know how many
You
people
know how
lost
people they get
balls.
like when you get like amputated arms, you can like you get phantom pain from like the arm that was there.
I get, maybe it's like maybe if it's somehow like you lost both your genitalia, right? And then
Hmm.
somebody kicks you where your genitalia should be. Normally, you'd like feel that pain, you know, because it's such like it's such a memorable thing. But now you won't
But
be
then
able
you'd
to.
feel stronger.
Yeah, and you're
You
like,
feel
oh, you can't
stronger
kick my
instead.
nuts. I
That's how
don't
you get
have any.
stronger. Yeah. Wait,
Um,
what were we talking about? We got so oh yeah, the pizza dough guy.
yeah. I mean that's basically it.
Dude,
But
I mean, you
I
could call the pizza dough, you could call it pizza cutter, huh? Huh?
I don't get it.
Because the fucking
You could be
pizza
like,
cutter, the fucking circular things you cut pizza with, because it's fucking
oh,
razors and a
well,
pizza dough.
you could market it as like pizza, non pre-cut pizza dough, but it comes with razors that you and
Pizza,
screws.
yeah, pizza. Now,
What are the
now with
screws for? Fucking
now
screwing
life
in the pizza.
free
Yeah, now I free. Dude, that
for
sucks
those
though.
with a little who want a little punch in their pizza.
Those who want a sharp in pizza. For those who want a close
Good
shave.
joke. There you go. Shave your fucking beard with pizza. You can get like
Yeah.
fucking really bad acne from that because it's like you're infusing your pores with that.
Oh, grease, yeah.
Yeah,
Real men shave
with grease.
their pizza. Wait, God okay, never mind. Anyway, that's all we have. But keep an
No,
eye out.
no more weird crimes. Did
No,
it say why he did that?
I'm like I said, he worked at a pizza dough making, and I'm
I think he.
assuming,
I don't think it's because he hated pizza though. I think he was just because he had the ability to make pizza dough and he wanted to hurt people.
yeah,
So we
true, true.
said, "What's the best way to do that?" And well, okay, so I just don't understand why he would do that because like I guess first of all, it's like why would you want to hurt people in the first place? But obviously, like if he wants to hurt people, he's not like healthy. But I just don't understand why you would do it because it's so easy to like figure out who did it. It's like he's literally selling people this pizza dough. So
Oh
it's
no,
like
he wasn't selling it. He would go into like supermarkets and he would just put it in there, like where the pizza dough already was.
wait, so he would like recreate pizza dough.
I don't fucking know.
he would like he would literally like take the plastic and like the label and everything and just rewrap it and everything, make it look perfect.
I mean, if that is the case, then
How would they
maybe
know it was him? Like security cameras?
I guess so. But if that is the case and he's doing what you said, then maybe he's not actually doing anything wrong. Like maybe like if he is just making the pizza dough, maybe that's his brand of pizza dough where like he has a little sharp taste to it, you know?
Dude, but like if a company can get sued for false advertising, then I'm pretty sure that you can get fucking jail time for putting fucking something in a pizza that nobody knew was in there in the first place, especially if it wasn't advertised as that being the thing.
Yeah, obviously. Well,
He's
he's
also
only
not a
getting 4 years.
distributor.
He's only getting 4 years and 9 months. And keep in mind that the
That's
maximum
literally that could have
sentence,
killed people.
right? That is biting into a fucking pizza and just like a nail coming through your top of your mouth.
Like that is
Um,
intention to harm. That should be more.
well, okay, so I'm sure if it did hurt somebody, it would have been mostly, but the most amount of sentence you could get for that kind of crime is 10 years. He only got 5 years and 9 months.
Dude, like, okay,
I think
so,
the judge is also part of the Papa John.
but if your
Call,
tongue gets cut, you're gonna probably bleed out.
yeah, and then you could be like, you could be metal as hell, you dude. You could be like, I was eating a pizza, and I
I
fucking hit a
died.
razor. Yeah.
Dude, if I was
Imagine.
in fucking hell and somebody came up to me and it's like, they're like, what are you in for? It's like, I ate a pizza and I died.
it was non-vegan. That's
It was
why I
death
went
pizza.
um,
There was something in my pizza. It was pain.
and like just imagine, like whenever people eat pizzas, they're ecstatic about it. They bite right into it. You know, I usually go for the crust first, and who knows, maybe that's where
Do
you put
you?
the fucking razor.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, you put so how do you like you get grease? The crust is there so that you can hold the pizza in a way that the
I
grease and
I
sauce and
like
cheese
half
doesn't
the
get on your
crust.
hands.
I ate like half the crust. I like
Is it because you
I
want to save like the best for last? Because I
I love
understand that.
well I love the crust, and I would honestly eat just crust, which I
I
guess is like
that's just
cheese
bread.
sticks. Yeah, bread.
I love bread so much.
It's so good though.
That's what a breadist would say.
Breadist.
So so I don't understand that though because it's like why don't you just get some fucking bread from Walmart then and eat it? Why don't you
Well,
just
I
get the
want the
fucking
pizza
pizza
too.
dough? Why
No,
why don't you
it's the
get the
entire thing.
fucking pizza? No, get the fucking pizza dough from Walmart and put it in the
Okay,
oven. Don't put
that's
anything on it and
the
just eat it.
episode. I hope you liked it. Check out our website and social media.
You can't silence me about my pizza opinions.
Say bye. Say bye.
My voice will be heard about.